Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I am Nocter, your host. During the Forum Elite Builder Base Edition event, we did some other things besides just Builder Base, and in this case, I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of the farming attacks we did. It was everyday raids, and the one that I first started to learn, and these guys really recommended to me, was this one, the Goblin Knife. Goblin Knife is pretty straightforward. The object is to go in with a bunch of goblins and just get as many resources as you can. 240 gobbies. Take some giants in the clan castle, take a bunch of jump spells. If you got them, take your heroes with you. Kind of up to you. You know, it goes either way. But it's a pretty straightforward lineup. And there are a few minor variations. Some people take a few less goblins and toss something else in. But here's a replay that I did of an attack I did. And setting aside the fact that I accidentally dropped the first jump spell in the wrong place, you can see I dropped the heroes, clear out a few buildings, and then I basically dropped the jump spells in such a way as to create a path that literally carves right through the middle of the base, goes from one end of the base over to the other end, and sets the goblins up to just absolutely ravage this base. And I mean, they hit all the collectors, all the drills, they hit the storages, then they finally worked their way over and hit the town hall, and last but not least, the clan castle. And I cannot speak highly enough of this attack strategy because it just works so wonderfully. I was playing the game way the heck up high, and to be honest, I was up in Champs 1, and I just wasn't seeing anything worthwhile, and anything I was so heavily defended that I'd have to go in with a war grade army, and that just really was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a whole bunch of gold and elixir, and I wanted Dark Elixir too, but especially the gold and the elixir. And I didn't want to have to hassle with waiting an hour for an army to cook and so forth. I just wanted to run in with a nice, simple army, and that's where Goblin Knife comes into play. Works like a charm. And I mean, you can see here in this attack, I took over 500,000 gold and elixir, over 6,500 Dark Elixir. I think that's just awesome. I mean, I absolutely loved it, and it just totally rocked. Now, there are lots of other ways that you can do it. You don't have to do just that. And I've got replays from some of the guys. We've got, oh, let's see. I think this one's a BoWitch, isn't it? And then I've got a couple of Lavaloonions in here. There are some that were using Valkyries, especially with the big Valkyrie event. Supercell is really good for running these events where you can take one heavily powered troop like a Valkyrie and just, I mean, max it out, run a whole army of nothing but that one troop and let it go in mass and just destroy a base. Now, in this case, Blah is using, I love to know what his real name is, blah, blah, blah. He's using this BoWitch to great effect. And I think most of these bases are dead bases, but who cares? That's where you're going to get your most juice anyway. Now, you're going to see these guys are down in crystal. A couple of them go down to gold. I've got one that really blew my mind. It was up in Titan. And it was a good, strong attack up there that just totally wasted the base. It was a 3-star attack. But there's that one. And let's see what the next one is here. Nice mix of troops here with the Valkyries. And typically with the Valkyries, you want to create the funnel. And you do this with a lot of these. You know, you do it with BoWitch. I did it with that Goblin Knife attack I showed earlier. And obviously, I'm nowhere near as good as these guys are, you know, using my Goblin Knife because I'm still new at it. But you start off by creating your funnel. And once you've got the funnel created, you either break through the walls or you drop jump spells to guide your troops in. In any case, the object is almost always to get in and get as much of the resources as you can and get out. In some cases, you know, the guys will go in with stronger armies like you've seen on a couple of these so far, and you'll see in the next few. And they'll actually get the stars, and they'll take out the resources as well as get the 3-star and the percentage destruction. A lot of these fellas are doing that when they're doing the clan games, and I'm no different. I love to go into clan games and build a war grade army and go out and attack just for the fun of it. And I'll do that. I actually play mostly, believe it or not, me, the builder base guy, will play mostly on the home village during clan games because I just enjoy those challenges. I find them to be fun. Gone are the days when the only way you could really enjoy a war grade attack was within a clan war. Ever since they took the town hall sniping away and players started to develop their base with the town hall inside of the base, actually, protecting their tower in this game, tower being the town hall, you started to be able to attack a little more fiercely. Lavaloonion, as you can see here, and another one I've got coming up, became a very common high-level attack strategy to use for farming. And it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. I mean, you're spending a lot of elixir on the balloons. And, I mean, seriously, you're taking minions and you're taking a lava hound. That's a lot of Dark Elixir. So you got to find a base that has a lot to offer to make this worthwhile, because nobody wants to walk away with just 50 or 60,000 in elixir and gold, and then say maybe 1,000 to 1,500 in Dark Elixir. You'll be there for a month of Tuesdays. So if you can find a good hardy base, again, typically looking at dead bases because they've had time to build up their collectors, or the collectors and the drills. But if you can find a base with a lot of loot, even these war grade armies like a Lavaloonion makes sense and can be used to great effect. Personally, my big thing is, like I said, looking at the resources and trying to maximize what I can earn. That's why I'm using the Goblin Knife right now. A lot of times I use my Hegiwiz, which is healers and giants and wizards, sometimes with wall breakers to break through, but other times I just take the earthquake spells and break down the walls that way. That's when I want to go out and dig a little bit deeper into the bases. But now, as I'm starting to get better with the Goblin Knife, I think I might just stick with that. After I get more things upgraded, I might just go ahead and climb back up into the champs, or maybe even up to Titans, and use these stronger bases as fodder for Dark Elixir. So I got a lot of levels I got to put on my hero still, after all. So I mean, hey, it works. And here you can see the one that I was talking about. It's up in Titans, I think it is. Yeah, Shaw's up in Titans 3, if I see that badge right there in the corner. It's just neat to watch as players take these strong troops during the event, in this case with Valkyries, and put them to such great use. And how is this any different from a war attack? I don't think it is any different. But he goes through this base like it's butter. And it's fun to watch. I enjoyed having these shared. I learned a lot from them, just going through them and watching how they deploy, where they deploy. It's been over a year since I really dug into my home village and started farming like this. So learning the new strats and seeing how some other people are doing it, especially during the event, was a good time. And I jumped into the event myself and started using the Valkyries a bit. On some of my games, I ran them just as an all Valkyrie army, and other ones I paired them with something else, like with a bunch of goblins, for example, and used them to take out some more bases, distract some defenses, things like that. Worked out pretty well. One of my favorite attacks, and this is one that Surya used a little bit later on, and you'll see the replays. I think I've got 2 of them. Is the GoWiVa attack, and that's golems, wizards, and Valkyries. And I didn't use it on this one, but it's one I do use a lot in war, especially with a Town Hall 9 and a Town Hall 10, because it's such a strong attack. Valkyries are neat. I managed to finally get my Valkyries upgraded to level 6 on my flagship game, which is kind of cool. Still got to get it upgraded on the KVN game, but definitely got it upgraded on my flagship, so I'm enjoying those max level Valkyrie. Here's the GoWiVa I was talking about. I got 2 of these in a row from Surya. He did 2 of them that were really nice. Over the course of this forum event, I was able to, and the clan games that we all participated in, I was able to build up enough elixir, gold, and Dark Elixir to do all kinds of upgrades. I mean, if you look at my bases, I had it up before, and I'll have it up again here in a minute. I've got, let me see, what do I got down right now? Right now I'm taking my new cannon, archer tower, wizard tower, and X-Bow, all of them are upgrading right now. The X-Bow will hit level 4, which will make it even with the other 3 X-Bows. And then the other 3 are 1 or 2 levels below where their Town Hall 10 counterparts are right now. All those I was able to upgrade in a flash. The Valkyrie, upgraded those to level 6. Giants right now are upgrading to level 8. I was able to do, I think it was 1 more level on one of my heroes. I have to double check that. But even better, I was able to upgrade my Grand Warden over the last week from level 1 all the way up to level 5, so that now he has his ability. And this was all just going out and farming, typically in between builder base attacks, learning some of the attacks that these guys showed me when we were online playing, and they shared replays like these, and just having a good time. Lots of hours spent on the game, but still, it was an absolute blast doing these attacks. I actually tripped the timer yesterday, the timeout, that personal break timeout that makes you take time off from the game. So just to give you an idea of how much time I was spending doing these attacks, I went a little crazy with it. Hopefully you guys are getting something from watching these everyday farming attacks, because this was going on at the same time. Like I said, everybody's sharing their replays and talking about it in a big group on the clan chat, and just exchanging information. And that was so good, to just exchange information back and forth from one player to the other, and give each other tips. Now, a lot of the replays, we were sharing replays where we didn't do so hot, and say, okay, what did I did wrong on this one? Why didn't this work out? And we did it not only for builder base attacks, but also for some of these. And then there'd be, you know, the general talking of, well, this one went really, really well, check it out. And a lot of interplay and back and forth. GoWiVa was a great one to do during the Valkyrie event, between the reduced costs on Valkyries and the reduced costs on the rage spells. You can see how Surya put that to great use in this last replay, as well as this current one that I'm running right now. You can get a lot of resources this way. I mean, he's going to walk away with what, 700,000 elixir and gold. Only, you know, a couple thousand in Dark Elixir, but that's a lot of gold and elixir when you're doing upgrades, especially if you're running a Town Hall 9, which I think he was down in Crystal. It looks like he was a Town Hall 9. So definitely a lot of good resources. And wow, just look at it, just finish up with the last few. He's even got a golem still up. So that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. And I want to thank you guys for sticking around to the end. Now, you've been asking for some other content besides just builder base, so this is among those. Just everyday farming raids that I thought everybody might get a little bit of enjoyment out of watching. If you've got any questions or comments, please do put them down below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Help us build the channel. Welcome. And thanks to everybody who's come back and keeps on watching the videos and spreading the good word. I appreciate it. On that note, you all take care, and I will catch you later. Keep on keeping on. We'll talk. Bye-bye.